Is it recording?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I'ma put it on you. Got to do it. Got to do it.
What's love? It's about trust, baby. What up, y'all? I'm Shakita.
And I'm Treasure.
Welcome back to
The
the
breakdown.
breakdown.
What up, what up, what up?
So, hot topics of this week, Treasure. We lost a couple of good ones again.
We did.
We have Sarah Dash. She was in the LaBelle with Patty LaBelle.
Okay, yeah.
And then we have Melvin Van Peebles. I didn't know much about him, and even when I kind of went back and looked into him, I still didn't know much about him. All I remember is he played a character in Girlfriends before as Joan's love interest.
Which one? I'm.
He was the old man, and she thought
Oh.
he took the Viagra.
Oh, yeah. The older guy. He had the hat. He had like the little beard.
Mhm.
Yeah. I know.
Mhm. And then, of course, everybody know Michael A.J. Johnson from Friday in the Players Club. I forgot that he played in the Players Club.
Yeah. All I remember is Ezel, like, but Players Club, yeah.
I forgot that when I was looking into him this morning. I was like, oh, he actually was in the Players Club. And I was like, now I remember, because remember he was the dude was outside collecting money.
Yeah, and they was always trying to like kick him out or
Mhm.
like put him in the car and then his head in the window and then drive around. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we just want to send our condolences out to the families of these good people. Rest in peace. And then we have Miss Kelly Price missing after being released from the hospital with COVID. Kelly said she's getting the hell away from everybody. She's not missing for real.
She was over it. Ain't nobody know that. And then my mother, she texted, she was like, girl, Kelly Price is missing. My phone took it harder than I did. For real, boo. Oh my God. Like, and then the next hour, you're like, like a lot.
Yeah. Because I was like, she cannot be missing. How is one whole person, Kelly Price, you're missing? No, Kelly likes to be not seen but heard. So I was like, hopefully she's resting well and her COVID is gone. Mm-hmm. And then we have Mr. R. Kelly.
Robert. Robert.
Robert is, y'all didn't know, Robert is compared to Martin Luther King Jr. How and why and what was the attorney thinking to put that in his closing argument?
He's thinking, I want this man in jail. Today. What can I say? What outlandish thing can I compare him to get him put in jail? Solidified.
Listen, I just can't wait till they release the hearing, because, listen, Kelly was up in there. The pictures that I seen from court, he was dressed in his best last suit that he probably had.
Mm-mm.
My man was dressed like he knew he was innocent and was about to get out.
I'm over him. I'm over this whole like situation because at some point in time you gotta know who's in your corner, who's not. Obviously, the lawyer is not. So it's just like it gets to a point where you gotta blame the person. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You gotta blame the person. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not doing your due diligence to make sure that you are being put in this situation where you are being fought for. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, because half of the team quit before it even began. My thing was, well, why did you even join the team in the first place? That's my thing. You knew at the beginning that you did not think that you could win this, or you wanted to be a part of it. You knew that it was going to be backlash. So, and I hate when attorneys do that. Oh, I'm going to take this case because of the publicity. Then they don't like it after the fact, because, you know.
Yeah. He was like, Dad, I can't be a rapper. And I'm not as good as Johnny Cochran, so let me figure out what I can do. Let me ether my way into this.
I don't have no Robert Kardashian about to change up some stuff, so I'm just going to do what I need to do.
If the club don't fit, you know what? That was good, but let me remix it. He was like,
he definitely
my client is like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
insane.
It's ridiculous out here. The world is crazy out here. The world is crazy. World crazy. That's just what it's looking like.
Well, y'all, that's hot topic for the week. It's so many other topics that I was just scrolling through this week, but to me, those were the hot topics, except for the most important part are Haitian Lives Matter. Like, I cannot believe how they are treating our Black Americans, how they're treating the Haitians. It's like, I just can't believe it at all. It's ridiculous to me. And for it's not even a meme, it's just for every picture posted and shared of those kids crying, like, those kids are going to be traumatized for the rest of their life.
And it just solidifies the fact that history does repeat itself.
Mm-hmm.
Many times we see it as, black, white thing, which sometimes it is systematically, that's what it is. But it's also a class thing as well. Like, it's just above all else. Like, we have to get back in touch with our humanity. Just seeing like these things transpire. Like, we need to just come together and really think about the future, our kids, and what this may impact on their future. So it's hurtful and it's very sad.
It's like, how do you treat humans like animals? I'm watching the news and the clips. It's like, oh my God, it's like watching Roots all over again. And to say, for some people to always say, well, why are you always bringing that up? Why are you always bringing up slavery? It's happening right now, in plain sight. And Biden, your ass better get your shit together real quick and get it situated, because I don't care about the fact you don't want immigrants here, but there's a way of deporting without making it look like it's just too much. And I can't, the people that stand by you, I can't believe that they're sitting back and not making you move as quickly as you should be.
That's a word. that's a word. I mean, yeah.
You have the Obamas and everyone who pressed the issue. So with you having a lot of black people behind you, you need to change it up real quick, because it do not look good for you.
Not even black people, middle class America. Period. Like, get it together.
Get it together.
Get it together. Like, that's what drives this country.
Yep.
It's not the 1%. It's not it's middle class Americans.
Yep.
Black, brown, Hispanic. What are we looking for? Because these other like foreign powers and these other, like just foreign places and people, they see us as this powerhouse. Oh, the America, or the Americans. We want to go there. We want to go to the U.S. of A. But why?
Hell, I'm trying to go to Canada. Hello. I'm trying to be a Canadian at this point. I don't even claim none of it, because I'm just like, listen, because it's too much, and America is not where it's at right now. America used to be popping. Now we at the bottom of the toll. They over there laughing at us and shit. Like, what's going on over there?
So, with this, you need to get it together. Or it'll be a very short.
4 years. Very, very short. Because at this point, I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna vote, but I'm sick of all of them at this point. No one better than the next one.
And that's just what it is.
Period. Now, what I will say honestly, you can recap this in 4 years. Trump ass even think he going back on the ballot, I guess I'll have to be re-voting for Biden.
Look, I'm shaking my head like, hell no, hell no. Hell no, I'm okay.
Just know you will recap this video and be like, she said what she said. You don't even have to assume who I voted for. But this week's topic is juicy, okay? We are going to get into love versus lust, with a slight bit of happy versus content. Look, okay, so love versus lust. I mean, I don't really understand it, because, I'm a little younger, so for me, like, lust, for me, it's a word. I've never really seen it, like, be full-fledged, like, something that, like, I think, like, my generation kind of, like,
has coined into being something. I don't know why that is. Like, so when I hear like lust, I just think of a word like, oh, you really like somebody, like you want to be physical with a person. But other than that, like I don't have any, like coinage of like, oh, I was in lust, like what, like pew, like get your money, like that's where my generation like hits it at, like.
Yes, your generation, you're 25.
I'm 26, about to be 27.
Yes.
Yes.
It don't matter if it's your generation, my generation, our parents' generation. Lusting is off of body, sexual appealing. That's what it's about, sex appeal. Me being attracted to you because of your body, what I feel like can come out of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's lust, lusting for someone, right? We're not even supposed to do that. But that's, to me, lust gets you to attraction, and attraction gets you maybe to love, right?
So what happens after that? Like, that's my
Right.
thing, like, what happens after that? Because
It's going to be a hit or quitter. You might lust for someone, you finally get that one, and then after that, you conquered what you wanted to conquer, right? You may have had sex with them, and that's what it was. Can you get past lust? Yes.
but then what does it, like, maybe, like I said, maybe this is my generation, like, it's kind of like, what did you accomplish? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, what, like, it
So-
sounds good, I guess, like.
But the sex appeal, so if you attracted to a girl,
Mhm.
right, and that's someone that you're like, oh, I'm going to get this girl.
Right.
She's so bad, she's so fine.
Right.
Once you lust over her, right, and
Right.
then you finally conquer it, you have her
Mhm.
sexually,
Mhm.
that's a wrap. That's lust.
Okay. Y'all do y'all thing. Y'all do y'all thing. I mean.
Now, love
Yeah.
is different. To me, love is still, you can love everyone, right?
Mhm.
Your generation today go by love.
Not necessarily. My generation is just trying to survive because I'm not, well, kind of your generation, like older, y'all have had everything. And when I say everything, it's not like they downplay it, like, y'all have the family, y'all had the relationship, y'all got the cheaper housing, y'all got the education, y'all got the, you get what I'm saying? So my generation is just trying to survive. We don't care about we care about the love. We want that whole 90s love thing, but we were born in the 90s, so we're not getting that. We're getting whatever kind of like falls into place.
But from what I can understand, talking to a lot of young people and seeing it, your love is for everyone.
Like, what you mean for everyone?
So, like, they are free. They don't care, like, if they are promiscuous, whereas, like, in our generation, it was, like, bad to be that way. You know what I mean? Even though now it's, like, they look at it as, like, oh, it's just what they doing. That's just their generation. They're just millennials, or they just like that. You know what I mean?
Well, I can't really say that, because, like, 70s was all flower child, and we're going to lay out on the grass. So, I can't really say that. Like, 70s was, like, a big thing, too.
80s was just popping, because we just was the best generation yet.
And I think I said this, like, so y'all need to watch this on live, because I think I said this too. Remember, your grandmother was a floozy, your mama was that Freaknik, and you just doing what you want to do. I feel like my generation, like, it's, like you said, it's more of a freer thing, because we're looking at it as, like, we might get married, we might not, but we're going to run this tab up.
And you're
like,
not
that's
going to
it.
feel judged in your generation, because you guys are free. In our
Right.
generation, it was hidden because people didn't want people to judge them.
Oh,
So,
that's sucky. Yeah. That's
me,
bad.
myself, I don't care. But it is what it is. Now, the big question is would you rather be happy or content? Because after the lust is gone and love kick in, that's when the hard shit happens. You thought that this was going to be easy.
Yeah, you thought this was going to be
You thought it was going to
easy.
be easy. I'm about to have some people thinking.
Hey,
okay?
look, I'm all here for it. Look, so I don't even know how I should say this. I've been in love before, and it did start off not as a lust thing, but as a game. So I had told my best friend at the time, I'm going to get her. And it was kind of like, oh, no, you're not. All right, let's bet on it. And it turned into something that I don't think either of us were really like I felt like I was ready, but it didn't turn out that way. So I see how that kind of goes into your whole love. Did it fall into content? No. Still love this person to this day, as far as like I hope they're doing well and everything like that. But yeah, I've been in I guess a couple of these like situations. Not the whole love thing, but the content thing. I feel like I said, it's different from my generation because we do often fall in content because, like I said, we're trying to navigate through this whole life thing, 20s, late 20s, early 20s, whatever, and we're now just realizing that we should have just stayed in a child's place. Like
Exactly. And my thing is like I've been in it of a lust, and I remember when I was younger, right? And this is where the lust kicks in, right? There was this guy, and he was like someone that I was like, yo, he's so fine. And I was younger. I don't even remember how old I was. But I was like, yo, I want this guy. He's so fine. I want this guy. And I would tease him and tell him, I want you. I want you. And I knew he was a virgin at that. And I was like, still, I want you. Right? But once I took this dude's virginity, it was like a wrap for me. Every time he would come around me, I would get
people
a
just like to
headache.
chase.
And I was a chaser as a young girl. I was like, listen, I'm going to get this. And I don't care. And it was one of those, and in that honest moment, it was like after the fact, it was like, he might look good, but it ain't what I want. And then because I was his first, he really started getting on my damn nerves.
Yeah, I mean, you dealt with somebody who never had sex before, so you get tired after that.
Yeah.
After the sex, there's a tie. So I don't want to hear if you only hit it once, I mean, I feel like that's something different. But when you come back 2-3 times, there's a bond. I don't care what you want to call it.
Ain't no damn bond.
It is. Ashe. It's called Ashe.
Listen, what it is creating a stalker.
It's a bond. I'm telling you, you are doing things that you didn't think you was going to do. You're picking up habits. They're talking like you. They're using your lingo. You know what I mean? So for you, like you said, you got it. Cool. If he wasn't the person and he hit you with that wham bam, you would have been like,
I'm fine.
I might stay here tonight. I might stay. I don't know.
Because I'm more like, he started to annoy me. Like the way he talked to me, everything was just like annoying. And I was, and you know what it was too. I was so used to dating someone older than me.
Okay.
And then he was my age.
So he was clingy. You ain't like that.
Mhm. And I was like, nah, sis. I don't know how I'm gonna get rid of you, but you gotta go.
All right, so cool. So what is love? Because for me, like, it's something totally different. For me, if I'm in love with you, I feel that shit in the pit of my stomach. Like, it's like this, like, I don't know, like, it hurt, but it don't hurt. But it's like, oh my God, like, I can feel when I'm in love.
Okay, so I had to look this up.
Okay.
So this is what it says. It says, being in love is temporary. All that lust and attraction cannot be sustained over the long term. Real life kicks in. So, it starts with lust and loving because you're attracted to the person, y'all sexually attracted, you going out, you having fun, you maybe getting to know each other. Then you get to, oh, well, I love this person. Because I feel like love and in love is totally different myself.
Right. Yeah.
The lust and the love with the butterflies, I feel like is all in one. But in love is different. Being in love, you have to accept the flaws in all. And people can't do that. When years go by, what you loved in the beginning and lusted for changes later, because sometimes people grow faster than each other and their mind changes and with age of what you may want.
Okay. So for me, like as far as like how I was saying, like how I like feel this like innate like thing, I also like love through my eyes too. So like everything was just like in that moment it was, well, you know.
You can read you in your eyes.
Hey, look,
your
you know anyway, like you know,
mm-hmm.
you know. So that's just what it is. But yeah, I feel like for me, love was a little bit different. Like even when I was dealing with that person, like I was terrified to tell them that I loved them, and they were and we both said it together, but we were both terrified in that feeling because we didn't want each other to like take advantage of it. You get what I'm saying? So I think like I know as far as like what being in love is, I do know what love is too. I mean I don't know, like it's pretty different for me. But the whole lust thing, like I get it but I don't. Like
You've been in some lust. I know your history. You've been in some lust.
No. I've been in
some lust. Y'all, don't let pleasure get it twisted.
Hey, look.
When you know someone, and I can tell the difference. Love.
But I don't call it that. I just call it,
Well, now you know the right term.
Lusting.
Lusting. Oh, Shakita, I've been lusting. That's what I need to hear.
I've been lusting.
Yes.
It was a dark night. Come on.
Then you have people who fall in love too easy, right?
Suckers.
These are people who want love. They've been through love. They want to end love. So every single person that they come across, they just quickly snatch that person up. It's like a force thing.
Mm.
I can't stand y'all type of people.
See, I don't know. I've never seen myself as that type of person. I don't know if I know anybody like that. Because like I said, like, because of my generation now, it's kind of hard to even figure that type of stuff out. Because, like, maybe I don't attract that type of person. I'm really not too sure. But I don't know anybody who's, like, close to, like, falling, like, easy like that. Like, because that means, like, your life is, like, surrounded by, like, butterflies and rainbows. And not even that, like, just, like, that clickbait thing. Like, if you are, like, ready to, like, love that easy.
Clickbait is a perfect example with, what was her name? Emma.
The one who, yeah. Mm-hmm. If you haven't seen it,
please see it. The best show Netflix has come out with in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I binged it really quick. But Emma was in her mind in love with someone, and mind you, in her mind she has created them making love. She knows about his family and these things. All this from meeting him on the internet.
Yeah, it was like so fabricated. But like even the last girl, I can't remember what her name was. I think she used like an alias or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The one who at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we don't want to give you guys away the show, so that's why we keep saying to each other. But it's kind of like when you fabricate that stuff up, like you really have to like be mindful of what you're doing, because the other person on the other end of that spectrum, they probably don't know what's going on in your mind. Like,
you are the most dangerous person to even come in contact with. I don't care what no one says. You are the most dangerous person to come in contact with, because you can take the smallest thing that I may say, oh, you cute today, how are you, da-da-da, and you're like instantly like gonna fucking stalk me. Like, I don't have time for that. So yes, you're the dangerous person, and I would never want to date anyone of that type of caliber ever.
That's just like that you thing on Netflix too. Like, you gotta watch out for them type of people, because they might be a little bit off. So yeah, they are.
And then when it comes to this is the most exciting part of what my notes was. Okay, y'all. Being open and transparent with your partner about not being happy, right? Because that goes with content versus happy. I know that those two can be the same, but there's a big difference. I don't care what the dictionary say, right? And with that, when do you know with being too content, it's time to walk away?
Like, even with that question, like, that's a hard one, because you have to be solidified in yourself. So this is like a self thing. You get what I'm saying? Because communication varies between so many different people. And then love languages, that's a variation of like different people as well. So it kind of depends on what you see your relationship as. Like I said, contentment, as far as like, especially in my generation, it's kind of like, are you content because financially? Are you content because this is a schedule? She packs your lunch, you go out to work, she takes care of the home. Are you content because so much time, it's been 15 years, You don't know what's going on from here. Y'all got kids. Like,
Now,
what is it?
pause. The kids.
The kids.
Why should a person feel like, and I see that in my generation versus yours, right?
Mhm.
Why do women or men feel that they need to stay longer than necessary in a toxic situation where you maybe are just simply content and not walk away because you're like, oh, well, we got kids and I've been with him X amount of years? Like, that's foolery.
I don't know. Look, it's different. Like I said, is it a financial thing? Is it a, you get what I'm saying? Like, kids, they do define certain things. Okay, so I was just talking to my girl, you know, about this in the car. So, look, I was talking about this to my girl in the car, and it's basically like, kids pick up. So, even if your kids might maybe see you unhappy, maybe not, whatever, you guys are still being a type of landing board. Whether you're with someone that you see, oh, it's content, or we're just going through, like, what is content for you? Because then it kind of goes down to a period of time thing. Like, is this just a season, or have I not been happy for like 2-3 years? You get what I'm saying?
Right, because there's people that has been in relationships for decades. You know,
Right.
you take it to our grandparents, right? The wives stayed, the husband may have cheated in their mind. Oh well, he came home, he paid the bills, there was dinner and the kids ate, and I didn't have to worry, right?
Right.
Now that is married, right? A lot of them back then were married. You
Yeah.
get into now, my generation, some are married and some are not. And then you get into that common law where people like, well, I've been with them for so many years. I just feel like it's stupid because it's like, why would you stay in something where you're barely content? Or if you are content, you're content for bills or the kids.
It's hope. It's hope.
And my thing is like, listen, I was a single mom, right? I was a single mom with 2 kids. And I stayed in toxic situations with individuals for years. My last was 12 years, right? And I had to walk away from that, financial or not. Because it gets to a point where something so toxic can be, and you are content in the toxic moment. Like, I'm not going to stay in something because of that, or the kids. And if I have to go out here and struggle, then that's what I'm going to do. But I refuse to mentally let someone keep me in a space where I feel like I deserve less than. I'm not going to ever get any more than where I'm at. And hell, since I left that relationship, I'm popping. I don't care what nobody says.
No, but I mean, I feel like it says something as far as like who you are as a person. Not everybody feels that way. Like I was saying, hope. People have hopium. So they think things are going to change, or that they're going to miraculously win the Powerball and then leave, or like they're going to like figure out this like devised exit strategy that they know they're not going to do. Like, it's just like hopium. It's just like, is this person going to change? Am I waiting? Am I waiting for the ring? Am I waiting for this? Am I waiting for that? So maybe they still are in love. Maybe they're in love with the past.
They're in love with the hope of the person changing. The person will never change. I don't care what no one says. They change for the person that they want to. You feel me? I've seen so many people being in relationships and with men who have cheated, did what they want to. One is what you allow him to do. 2, he may not, and any woman can change the narrative of what her relationship looks like. So if your man is out here, he's cheating, or he's doing this, or he's doing that, if you let him do it constantly, he's going to know, even when you tell him stop or I'm going to leave, he's not going to believe you. But that's like giving him permission, right? But if you change the narrative on it and say, I'm out, or you're gone, and this is what I mean, and that's where you stand, sometimes you need a break from it. But a man's only going to change for who he wants to change for, and when they're ready to change.
Same thing with women too. Jeezy and the Asian lady off of the ring.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations, yeah. But yeah, same thing with women. she didn't want to have kids. Now she wants to with Jeezy. It depends, like, who, like, that's what I mean, like, who you are right now is not who you're going to be 5 years from now. That's not who your partner's going to be. You have to be in tune with the direction as far as the relationship, you two being individuals and you two together and taking that walk.
Yeah, because you look at Tamar and Vince. How old was Tamar when she got with Vince?
I don't even know. I think
But
like
mind you, when they went into, she was going in her 40s and she didn't want to do the same thing that she did when she was younger. And that's where their relationship went left, you know. I don't know, but that's what she said watching their show. Like, I'm not that same person. People do grow. And if you stay stagnant in that same person, because some people are just used to routine and that's what they like. But you can't blame someone else for wanting to advance.
These are all great topics, even to discuss, like, with your family or with your friends. I've never seen it, you know, put in that type of perspective, especially from myself. But it definitely gives me thought. You know.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, even like Jenny was with her husband. And you have women who, like, they're adamant that they unintentionally she went into a marriage and she wanted everything with this man. And then this man may have changed some things in her mind where she's like, oh, I'm not bringing a child into this situation. And now that she's happy, she's now able to let her guards down and make a baby with her husband. Because at the end of the day, you know, I don't, you know, none of us can pick and choose at some point, you know, pregnancies just happen, but who wants to bring a baby in something with someone who's toxic, and then you got 18 to 21 years of life to continue to deal with that person?
But even with that conversation, like, if you have that conversation with, like, your partner or whatever, I don't want anybody to think, like, it's a personal thing. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe it wasn't even for her, like, a personal thing, like, oh, she just didn't want to have kids with me. Like, you don't want to, like, internalize that, because that even brings even more, you know, issues. And, you know, as far as this channel, like, we're all about owning truth and not, you know, like, tearing another person down. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to know that your words actually have meaning and effects on everyone's life.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, y'all, listen, with your relationships or with anyone, that's not even with your significant other, friendships, anything. Everything's about being transparent in situations, right? And when you sit down and you tell someone, well, I'm not happy, or I'm not this, or I'm not that, you supposed to really respect that. Does that end up hurting someone's feelings? Maybe. You ain't tripping if it hurts somebody's feelings. Listen, the last 3 years of me and my boyfriend's relationship has been great. And you know why? Because we have been, like, open with each other. If I piss him off, he tell me that I done pissed him off, or he pissed me off, I'm telling him certain things we don't nitpick about. But then it comes down to how to do better when it comes to these things. So how you say things is as important as what you're saying. That's number one.
That is true.
In any form in your life, right?
That's true. Like I said, it's an effect. Even if you tell a person, like, oh yeah, I don't like this, you don't have to scream, yell, you know what I'm saying? Just have this communication, better communication.
Listen to each other, because over talking and not really hearing and then assume that this is what the person meant is not always what the person meant, and that's going to make it worse in your relationship.
Now that does depend, because even in my relationship now, I get, like, when I have, like, certain, you know what I'm saying, like, conversations, I may get flustered, you know what I'm saying, because what I'm saying maybe isn't registering. You get what I'm saying? So for that, I have to put it down in maybe like a way that she can understand. You get what I'm saying? Not because maybe I might be saying it the wrong way. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like it kind of depends. Like you really have to learn how, you know, your partner understands things or wants to be. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of depends. I feel like you gotta know like who you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like it is for me. Listening is kind of different because a person can hear you all day, but are they really listening and taking into consideration what you're saying?
But that's the point of asking, well, do you understand how I feel, right?
Right.
That where it comes into play, where it's like, even if you got to give each other some space and come back to it, you know, but do you understand truly how I feel without hurting your feelings or without having to bottle things deep inside of myself? Because that's where being in love comes into play, people. Because being in love means having hard conversations, right? Forget the lust for sex. Forget the love, I love you as a person. We're going to go there, right? Forget all the materialistic things that you've done. It's all about being in love is after when those hard conversations, those hard times. Because if I can't have a hard conversation with you, I don't know if I want to be with you anymore. If you don't change this, I think that I need to do something different. If you can't change this because it's now a ongoing habit, give me an example. Fine, let me run that down for you and tell you X, Y, and Z is when you did that.
Look, I'm loving this conversation. Maybe I need a course.
Yes, because I had to learn the hard way, Denise. And let me tell you something. Compromising is a big issue in relationships. On both sides, you have people stubborn and no one wants to compromise. But let go of the little stuff. The little stuff is back in the lust and all of that, right?
No, little things for me, I don't agree with that. Little things for me build up. Cause see, I'm a person where you might do something, I ain't really.
But that's where it goes back to when I said don't let things bottle up.
Yeah, I'm a.
Those little things, you don't have to nitpick them.
Like as soon as I hit that top, I'm like, fuck that. And last week you did this, I don't like that. Don't do that no more. Like, but that was last
Right.
week,
So
yeah.
why you couldn't address it at the moment?
I don't know. That's how I always been though. My love language is like for me. My love language is I'm gonna make sure we good. I'm gonna make sure we good. My only thing though is I'm big on like respect. Like if you start talking to me crazy, like I don't like that.
But
So
Treasure, that's a control thing.
what's the control?
That's a
Oh
control
shit!
thing.
Hey, look! Oh shit! That's not a control thing.
Listen, to say my love language is making sure we're good.
Yeah, but I can make sure we're good religiously,
Right.
financially,
Mhm.
health wise. Yeah.
But
Oh gosh.
what was the last part you said again?
I just don't like nobody talking to me crazy. When I say talking to me crazy, y'all, hold on. This is what I mean. That's a great question. I don't like. You don't know what you're talking about. Why did you do that? Like, I don't like that.
But see, that type of stuff should be understood in the beginning. But you can't say because I'm taking care of making sure we're good is going to be separate from how you're treating me. Because that's like that can go to if I make more money than you.
Oh God.
You're going to do what the fuck I say.
No, nobody said that.
Right. No. But with that statement, it
Right.
could go there, right?
Wow.
But that to me is separate from how you treat me and respect me is why I will walk out that door. I don't care how much I do for you. That's separate. Respect and and how you talk to me and treat me. If you want me to do it, respect is different from financial or taking care of.
Right. No, I get that. Right.
So that's why I say it can kind of look like it's almost controlling, because if I'm taking care of you, you're going to do X, Y, and Z this way.
But I'm not, no, so that's my thing too. I don't, yeah, well, I guess we're talking about this. But, no, like, I give a person, like, for me, like, I'm a Libra, so one of the reasons why people, you know what I'm saying, don't like dealing with Libras is because of, like, if you were to ask me, like, what you want to eat? I'm be like, oh, I don't know. Maybe Chinese. Maybe tacos. I don't know. Like, because I do that, and, like, that even comes down to, okay, how I want to pay the bills this month, or how do I want to navigate this, or should we go here? Because I take so long to deliberate, because I want to make sure I'm having the right decision. I want to make sure that I have the right thing so that I won't be doubling back 2 weeks from now. Like, I guess that's, you get what I'm saying? Like, one of the reasons why.
You get leaned on?
Yeah, because I'm indecisive.
But, you know, my boyfriend's the thing, but he's a Pisces. I'm a Cancer. And every month I write all my bills is like 3 months already done up.
Right.
I don't like the fact that he takes forever to do things.
I don't take forever.
I get irritated about that, but I speak on it right then. He knows it, and he said, you know, I'm going to work on it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's been 9 years, he ain't worked on that at all. So that's an irritate. Like, it'll work on your nerve with certain things, like he procrastinates. And that's the thing. But that goes back to the in love part.
Yeah.
Because can I tolerate that? And because I know how I am, that don't mean my partner has to accept those flaws in me, right?
I get what you're saying. Because I used to do this all the time with females, like, back in the day. I used to be like, oh, you don't like me for me. Mm-hmm. Like, you just like whatever you've seen, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, like, I have potential, I had this, I had that, I had the money, I have the, you get what I'm saying, like, I guess I have the status, or I have the whatever, you see that in me. So you don't really like me, so I will always be like, okay, 3 months, I'm gonna figure it out, because this bitch probably lying to me. She don't got OCD, her house dirty. Or, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, you give them that 3 months, you gonna be like, okay, alright, she said she was this, she ain't that. She said she was this, she ain't that. Okay, gotta go, gotta blend. Like, you know what I mean?
You sound like old boy on Married at First Sight, and he really really bothers me.
I hope you're not talking about Chris. Oh, cause no.
I'm talking about, what's his name off of this new season?
Oh no, I'm not. I haven't seen.
No, he's off this new season. He's very anal about things.
Yeah, I am anal. Yes, I am. I will go over the books as far as like financially, like every other week. Like I have to like know what I'm doing, because if I don't find that cohesion, I'm getting the fuck pissed off.
Yeah, and you're gonna drive everybody else in the house crazy.
Oh
and,
yeah.
And that's where it's at. Boo, sorry for you. This one's never gonna change that. It's horrible.
Sorry.
But it comes into appreciate what you have. When you can appreciate what you have in your partner and accept their flaws, that's when the real in love. It ain't about butterflies. It's not about anything else. It's about the fact that you can build on your life and understand your partner. Like, I never forget when Will and Jada said, Lord, don't kill me, y'all. I know what she did, but still. What Will said.
What she just said last week, she want to learn how to love.
Listen,
so I don't want to hear nothing from Jada.
We're going to go off of what Will said.
Okay.
Will said.
What did he say? I like Will.
You can't make no one be in love with you.
Okay.
You can't make no one satisfy you, right? Or make you happy. You have to go find your happiness, they have to find their happiness, regardless of you in a relationship, right? And then you bring that happy back together. Because at the end of the day, that's what being in love is about. Sharing your life experiences, accepting the flaws, and moving forward. So that means you got past the lust, you got past the love, you're here in love, but you accept your partner fully for how they are.
Amen.
Don't put pressure on yourself.
And don't put pressure on your partner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just a lot of emotions, a lot of stress. You know, we go through a lot of things day to day. So you never know what they're doing or going through in their own struggles. And they don't know what you're going through, so.
Yeah, because I don't come home and tell my partner every single thing that happened in my work day, even when I'm irritated, because don't nobody want to, I didn't even want to hear it. So, this is the ending of this week's The Breakdown, y'all. Don't forget to like, share,
Subscribe.
peace.
Peace.